Welcome to Podophiles, the show that's you should watch before the world ends.
Yes.
Because the world is, of course, we're going to be in another civil war. I like people keep saying that, another civil war. Like they were all at the first one. It's the first one for all of us. Nobody was there. There's not anyone alive, right? No one's alive for that.
No way.
Frank, my buddy Frank, his father-in-law, just turned 102 on Halloween. And he wasn't there for that.
No, unless
he was there for World War I and World War II, but not Civil War.
That's impressive.
Civil
He's
War's-
got 2 world wars.
I don't think he's got them.
Well, I mean, under his belt.
I don't know if he was there with his belt, but I'm sure he hit a black person with his belt because he's 102. That's what you did back then.
Can I also just say that, everyone's talking about a civil war, but people are not. They're way too lazy for a civil war.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They
Yeah.
would have to say, this is the thing. I think if they said tomorrow, we're going to take away everyone's internet and everyone's access to, I don't know, their favorite food, maybe they would do a civil war. But other than that, they're just going to get mad for a week and then just forget about it.
90% of the population is going to tweet about, if there was a civil war, there'd be 8 guys shooting and then, 300 million tweeting about it. That guy's being a dick.
It's funny. I just really quick, I just sent my friend a message and I explained it would be, if there was a civil war, it would be like that episode of South Park, which s'mores schnapps. And just really quickly, what they do in that episode is they reenact the Civil War, but they get one side really drunk and then they just kind of take over the country because they're really drunk.
Yeah, they play grab ass all the time. Let's play
exactly. I could see that happening if they keep them drunk long enough. But once they sober up, I'm sorry, Pat, go ahead.
No, it's fine. Okay, 2 things I think. One, I do think there are going to be some terrible incidents because there are terrible people. And to all of them, thank you for watching Podophiles. We appreciate that you're our fans. Because who else is listening to this?
That's a fan base.
So to you people, the ones that are going to do that, here's what I say. Chaos will not happen from an election. Chaos will happen from retarded numbskulls doing retarded numbskull stuff.
Yeah.
So if you don't want people to die, if you don't want your family to get hurt, don't hurt other people's family because of a thing that doesn't really fucking involve you. Whoever's going to win, they already know. Believe me. I think Trump, listen, most people will listen to this tomorrow or or Wednesday, whatever, when it comes out, and they're going to go, we don't know who won. We're doing this on a Monday night. I think Trump kind of showed his hand that he's afraid that he's not going to win, which I thought all signs were showing that. But Trump has already said, if it goes wrong, I've already deployed millions of lawyers ready to go. And I want anyone out there who doesn't understand, not that I know much about politics, not that I know enough to just get by and that's it, but I have looked into things and I know this. Most elections aren't finalized that day. So for a lot of you idiots who are when it's over and go, oh, what do they mean? They don't know yet. Let's burn shit. No, that's how it fucking works. It's a bazillion people voting. In today's age, it's the craziest way of voting with all the COVID shit, the post offices, the early votes, the mail-in, all the shit going on. It's going to be even more impossible to count, and it's going to be close. Now, when President Kanye wins,
oh, that'd be great.
It won't even be close.
What would his album be?
First of all, that's what I like because, the president always has a person play their thing. So will he have a shitty politician talking his? Because he's the best band he could get. So why? I think that'd be, how Bill Clinton was I got, don't stop believing. And then I'll play this, scooting around to that. I hope Kanye just gets hey, here's Jody Rell, Connecticut's former governor, to play the harmonica. And I'm yeah, that's good. That's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the President of the United States. She took my money.
Fuck, Jamie Foxx. That's who did that song.
I know.
It should have been Ray Charles. They could have just paid for that. They're nah.
No.
It'd be funny, Kanye West become president, he would make an executive order that you had to buy his new fucking album that was coming out, and people still wouldn't. They'd be we got to do it. It sucks. I hate it. This fucking sucks. But they'd still go out and buy it.
You joke about that, but I'm not still 100% certain at this moment who I'm voting for. I do believe I want change. I do, and that's the old Obama. But seriously, I just think that they both suck. In both things, it's just lesser of two evils, which is not even true because they're both just equal evils.
There's no lesser.
There's a less, but they're just different evils. But I do believe that if I'm gonna have to choose something, I want a different 4 years than the last 4 years. I think that. But what Brandon was just saying, what's playing in my mind is, if any person would be such a fucking grudge-holding, broken-hearted teenage girl more than Trump, who would actually look through all the votes, even in episode no, who would see who you voted for and go, well, only the people that voted for me get stimulus checks. That's in my head. For real. Like, I'm not even, and I also believe that whenever they get the vaccine out, he's going to go, the vaccine costs $1,200, the exact amount you're going to get out of your stimulus check, and only the people that voted for me get it. Then he gets their money back too. So either way, I don't know what to vote for. Like, so I don't even know. Both sides scare me because of that. Like, I don't want Joe Biden. They're terrible people.
Yeah, that's why I think there's a third option. No one ever talks about it, and it's basically withdrawing your consent. Because I feel like if you're voting, you're just
doesn't work for women, and it doesn't work here.
You're consenting to the nonsense around you. You know, they say choose the lesser of two evils. Well, I ain't choosing no fucking evil, so I'm not going to vote because, to me, like I said, I'm withdrawing my consent. I don't consent to your system. I think that maybe, you know,
I withdrew my consent,
like local level or whatever. But at the presidential level,
do that, though.
And then he said in front of everybody,
"What's that?
I'm going to legislate the hell out of you." I said, "I don't want it. I don't want it."
Right in their butt. Yeah, exactly. So that's how I feel about it.
I can see your eyes. It's unnerving. Oh, that's nice.
For those listening at home, I'm doing a come hither stare.
Yeah,
by the way,
half of that I did.
Throughout this podcast, I will be because I got candy to give out to trick-or-treaters, and we got one person because the world's ending.
Nice.
And so because of that, I'm going to be eating one of each of the candies that I still have left over. Well, I have a plethora, and you'll be seeing that throughout here. Now, let you know, I don't really like sweet candies, and I do have some sweet candies, so I will be going through different moods throughout this show. So I will start, while we're going,
What are the not-sweet candies?
Well, how about you just fucking realize I just said throughout the show, Dave, I will be letting people know.
Yeah, but I want to know, I don't understand what's a non-sweet candy.
Okay, I want people to understand what the fuck we go through. Okay, right before this podcast started, Brandon put up that background, and Dave goes, "What the boop star?" And then Dave goes, and Brandon's like, "I'll let you know during the show." And Dave's like, "I don't know." And then I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna eat a different candy throughout the show." And Dave's like, "I don't know now."
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this podcast was about answering questions. I have a lot of questions. I'm a naturally curious fellow.
What? Yeah, okay, it's about asking questions. We don't answer shit, Dave.
Well, then I asked a question.
And I'm not answering shit. I'm not answering shit. The first one I'm having is a Lifesaver gummy.
Yeah.
No, Brandon. Not that kind. It just tastes like a gummy bear, not like weed.
No, those are good. I like those things.
I thought you were like gummy.
I'm not.
I thought he was doing some sort of sex thing, and I didn't get it.
No, Brandon likes
I see where your guys' heads are at. Jesus.
No, he's at sex. I'm at drugs.
I know. Yeah, exactly. You're thinking about drugs. He's thinking about sex.
And Brandon is cock and roll.
That's right.
I'm a little bit cunty. He's all cock and roll.
Makes that song so much better than our brother and sister sang it.
Oh, man.
I would sing it right now, but I don't know how it goes. I know those are the words. But I don't know the tune.
I just know those lines.
I'm a little bit country.
By the way, I just realized I don't like. See, that's
Lifesavers?
Like the gummies. I don't like any kind of gummies. No, see, okay, when I say sweet, I guess I mean like Skittles, Starburst, that kind of shit. Like that's sweet.
You dig like Necco wafers?
Well, no, I like chocolate. Like I don't consider a Snickers or an M&M sweet. That's chocolate.
Now, do you do like real chocolate, or do you go with that dark chocolate bullshit?
I don't really eat much of that either. So if I get something, it's usually something at a store quick. You know what I mean? I'm not spending cash on it.
Do you get milk chocolate, or do you go dark chocolate?
I buy whatever fuck is cheap in chocolate. Like I like a Kit Kat. I like
milk chocolate.
I don't fucking know, Dave. Okay, I fucking just told you.
This is important.
It's really not.
No, this is. I see. If we were gonna have any sort of debate that means shit, it would be about chocolate. I'll vote the fuck out of that.
I like dark chocolate.
God, I hate you.
They're always late. We haven't been racist yet, right? It's been like 10 minutes.
No, we made it 10 minutes. Good. I, of course, prefer white chocolate, the purest of all the chocolates.
Of course you would.
I don't like Starburst, but I'm going to eat this.
White chocolate isn't even chocolate, though, Dave. That's the thing.
Yes, it is. There is cacao. They use cocoa. They use actually cocoa butter.
I have mad cacao disease. Cacao! It's when you get a disease and also have Tourette's. Mad cacao!
All I want to know is why no rapper set was like, cacao, how you like me now?
Because it's horrible.
Yeah. I think you just gave us the reason.
Yeah. And this Starburst, oh my God, it's like eating Kool-Aid powder.
It's strawberry. That was one of the good ones.
That's not what a strawberry tastes like.
Dude, how are you bad at candy? Candy is the best.
Because I'm good at life. Like,
well,
Dave, here's the thing. People keep going, why do you run at 46? Why are you getting in shape? Because they know the world's over tomorrow and I'm going to be able to fucking live.
Are you kidding me?
Brandon's got guns and I can fucking take you out.
I'm thinking about taking up smoking again because the world is going to end. It's like, this is going to be great. No. I said again. That would imply that I quit.
Well, I can't quit you. I love that that's a movie line. The guy wrote it goes, dude, this movie was gay enough. We didn't do that. No. I know it's called Brokeback Mountain. It's about dudes fucking, but we need a line that's so gay that people say it and you just know gay.
Did Brokeback Mountain replace Philadelphia as like the gayest movie, like the gay movie?
Well, I don't think Philadelphia is more of an AIDS movie.
Yeah, but it was AIDS in the 80s, which means it was gay.
Right, but no one thinks gay like gay love. Like Brokeback Mountain is the only one you think about gay and like it's okay. Philadelphia was like, don't be gay.
Don't be gay. Because everyone who had AIDS in Philadelphia was gay. And that was the 80s take on AIDS.
Yeah, everyone who has AIDS is gay.
Yeah, and now it's everyone in Montana is gay.
Yes. By the way, I didn't know that was in Montana.
I don't know either. I'm just assuming because
you saw it.
I totally saw the movie. I just don't remember where it was.
You saw it?
Oh my God, it was amazing. How did you not?
Gay sex.
Well, they didn't show the sex, unfortunately.
They showed dudes making out.
Yeah, I mean, that was the hottest part.
Thank you.
You and I, sir, watch movies for very different reasons.
I watched it for plot. You know what movie I watched the other day? It was a movie. It was released in 2001, I believe. It was called Heist. And as Gene Hackman and that black, I was telling Brandon yesterday, it has that black guy who looks like Louis Gossett Jr., but is not Louis Gossett Jr., but he looks like him something. He also plays a cop and stuff. And him, Danny DeVito in kind of a serious role, which is weird. And then the guy I always think is Arnie Hammer, but it's not Arnie Hammer. Fuck. I don't know. It was good. Bless you.
Thank you.
I like movies with plots and twists and things like that.
You ever see Drowning Mona?
No.
That's a surprisingly good movie. Like, I watched it because there was nothing else to watch, and it was surprisingly funny.
My problem is that every time a female's name's in a movie, I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah, but they kill her.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I've never actually seen Throw Mama from the Train.
Really?
And they're throwing the mom from a train.
That's not even a real name. Her name isn't Mama.
Her name in the other movie she was in was Mama Torelli, and then she's mom in this. She only plays mamas.
She was the mom in Goonies.
She's asshole. I just said that.
I forgot that was her name.
Yeah.
Mama Torelli.
Yeah. I didn't realize that.
And I just said the fuck.
Yeah.
She was mama casted. she was casted as moms. But anyone that's listening to this now, whoever the president's going to be, it's once again, I'm not trying to be a dick, but if you listen to us, it doesn't affect you.
That's true.
The president of the United States doesn't affect you. It doesn't matter. Dave Chappelle said it best. Like when people were like, when he was getting ready to vote and when he was sitting around white trash and they're like, the president, he's going to work hard for me. He's like, and Chappelle's like, he ain't working for you. He's working for me. He's like, yeah, he's working for the rich. That's who they work for. They're the employee of the rich. It's not for us. All right. So it's almost incredible that they got all these people so worked up about a thing that doesn't matter to them. Yeah, you might say, well, things have changed. Well, you've allowed them to change, and Brandon go on this forever, but we have given back our freedoms that we didn't really even have, but like the kind of, I hate using the word freedom, but the things we were allowed to do, we've just given back and they proved they could do it, and they're never going to give it back to us. That never happens. So whoever is in charge is going to continue this thing. So all I'm saying is, and Dave and I talked about this before Brandon came on, before we recorded, hello to China, our new leaders. And I realized that we're just kidding. Dave is the one who made me do all the Chinese voices. And Dave is the one who always said, keep making fun of China. I was like, no. I love them. And here's the thing. I'm tired of watching porn. So I'm good with getting internet from the government. And if you want to give it to me, and I like your porn, China, and I believe I'd be a great comic in the world of China because I could do a good Chinese accent, which would be funny. Like, oh, look at me. I got a white penis. It's so big compared to your Chinese penis. Like, I could do that stuff.
And they'll be like, you know what I like about this guy? He's definitely from here.
Oh,
he really speaks to me.
Pat Sung Oates is the best. Yeah.
You know,
so,
go
ahead.
I was going to say, I went to a Trump rally parade yesterday. I found myself, I was hiking with a friend. There you go, M&M's.
Kick ass.
M&M's.
Mr. Goodbar.
And they drove, and then they wanted other friends, and they were going to go
Brandon
stop on the way.
Brandon went to a Trump rally.
So I ended up at this Trump rally, just driving behind other cars, and there must have been hundreds of cars. It was crazy, and there was cops blocking intersections and all this stuff. And all I can think to myself is how, like what Pat said, right? We lost all these freedoms, and people realize it. They realize they lost all these freedoms, and they're mad about it. But instead of challenging the government and saying no, they get behind this person who they think is a hero. So they abdicate their own self-responsibility, their own responsibility. Like it's your like I think it's your responsibility to take action, to stand up and say, no, I want my freedoms back. If everyone did that, they couldn't take them. So instead they just give it all to Trump. It's like masturbation. And so they're just like, oh, Trump. And they're like, oh, it's fine. And then if he wins, but the thing is, he's like, he's
Trump, take my masturbation.
Yeah. So, God damn it. Now they're taking our masturbation too. God damn it. You're right.
We have the best masturbation. I don't do it, Trump, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, we got the best. Yeah.
Are you saying
hello there, we do the best Trump? Masturbation. That's my Trump. Hello there. I say, I'm a Donald Trump, and I like a jerk it off, baby. Wait, it's huge. It's a huge masturbation.
Where was this rally? Because I passed one on. Were you in like the Hartford area or somewhere between Middletown and Hartford?
It was near Waterbury, all around surrounding Waterbury. So Wolcott, like Waterbury.
Were you on Route 84?
Yeah.
Okay, I passed that too on my way up to. I was going to Hartford to do the lottery.
Yeah, it was intense, and there was cops everywhere blocking traffic.
Was it intense or was it in?
No, it was outdoors.
It was outdoors.
So it was intense.
And the best part, really, though, were the people.
I'm not making a joke. I really didn't know what you meant. Was it intense, like oh God, it's crazy, or like were there actual tents and you were intense?
No, we were outside just driving around. It was like a car parade.
When you just said intense.
I meant it was like intense. Like it was.
NSE.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't hear you, and I was not trying. I know I'm an asshole who makes a joke, but I legitimately did not know if you meant it was intense, like outside under tense, or if it was intense, INTENSE.
Well, there were people outside under awnings, along the
It was in awning.
And they were very awesome. But the craziest part were the people who were running up and flipping the Trump people off. And there was this one lady, she ran across, like halfway across a strip mall. This white lady, she was definitely a Karen. And she's like, it was hilarious. It was the funniest thing. I'm like, who are you doing that for, lady?
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop.
Boom, boom, boom.
That was terrible.
No, I don't like that Brandon can just do that whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that was a good pop. Do that one. That was pretty good. Okay, for anyone who can't see, Pat just put that in his mouth and gagged like he was getting paid for it.
Oh, they'd be so mad. Oh, my. Oh. Oh.
The Chinese Gilbert Godfrey for everybody.
Yeah, Eugene Mothman. I'm suing this lollipop. It's awful. It's terrible. It's terrible. My kids did see me do that impression of Eugene Mothman last week.
Mothman.
And I was like, oh, it's like Gilbert Gottfried. They're both like, no, you're doing like the coach from Big Mouth. I'm like, oh my God, I am. That's it. It does sound more like him.
Nice.
It was the wrong Jew. Oh, I can't stop eating it.
What flavor is that lollipop?
Liberace's cock.
It's so delicious.
I don't know. It's just sweet but weird.
It tastes like David Bowie's butt.
Like Mick Jagger's dick, same thing.
Liberace's cock.
That's an old, outdated joke.
Yeah, but still worth
Some
it.
guy in his 60s who's swilling a fucking beer right now goes, that was a good one. Because they used the fucking the Dancing in the Rain song. Dancing in the Streets, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Oh, man, that video is awesome.
So,
halfway through, Mick Jagger just picks up a tab and drinks.
I admitted I don't know who I'm voting for. Are both of you voting?
Yeah.
I'm not, no.
Well, Dave, are you going to say who you voted for or not?
No. Because I'll just say, well, whenever someone wins, then I'll just say that's who I voted for. Loser. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do.
What if Hitler won? Well, I came back and won.
Voted him right in.
Like, I voted for Hitler?
Okay. I saw the way things were going, so I voted Hitler.
Well, Brandon, that's not as bad as what if Hitler ran in it and lost? And you're like, I voted for Hitler. If he wins, that means a lot of other people voted for Hitler. But if he loses and he comes back and only Dave votes for Hitler.
And Adolf Hitler with one vote. I thought he would get more.
I thought his name was Adolf Hintzler.
I thought it was Aldolfo Hilario. I didn't know.
Was it Italian?
Aldolfo
Hilario, yeah.
He's definitely going to be, the next time open mics open up, there'll be a comic. You're hosting it, you're like, fuck. Seriously? Shit. Dude, do I really have to say this name? Just say the name. It's part of my bit. All right. Adolfo Hilario.
Hilario. Yeah, if you just put an O at the end of each. I think I got that from Owen Benjamin or something, but yeah.
It was funny, so it obviously wasn't yours. And
it was pretty Hilario.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
I don't.
You made it like hilarious.
I did.
That's how I proved that kid wasn't mine. I'm like, that ain't my kid. He's funny.
You also don't have a kid. What?
Yeah, but somebody tried proving one was mine once and I had to take a DNA test.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to hear about that.
On Springer?
No.
Yeah, how much did it cost? Oh, did you do 23andMe to prove that it wasn't your kid?
No, I think I had to go. So they sent me a thing in the mail, and I had to go to some doctor. It was a while. It was like 2001. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, but you would remember this.
Yeah, but a lot of shit's happened since then. I kind of remember. I mean, I remember it wasn't mine, and I remember
a woman accused you of being the father of a child, and you had to go prove it. I would remember that.
As you see, Pat, I've had a really crazy, and storied life. A lot of things have happened to me.
How many times does that happen to you?
Less famous Forrest Gump. No, not that, but just weird things like that.
You really call yourself a less famous Forrest Gump?
I've also been. I told you about this, and I said this on stage, but I've been falsely accused of rape, and I had to go take a lie detector test.
Yeah,
and all
no
that
shit. You look like you'd be falsely accused of rape. I mean, that's the law.
You look like you'd be accurately accused of rape.
You're a DJ.
I think that this is before I was a DJ, though.
They knew.
It was a prerequisite to become a DJ.
It was in your DJ NA.
I had to do that first.
So, man, can you tell me who sexually assaulted you? Yeah, the guy with the long stringy hair in the van.
The guy who was waving his arms in the air like he just didn't care. I still think if anyone wants to have a good time in life, go to YouTube, put in David Guetta, George Floyd. It's one of my favorite things ever.
Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, last night a terrible thing happened. So I went and wrote this song. I made this music for my heart goes out to George Floyd. And it's like, I had a dream. It's like Martin Luther King's coming on, and it's like techno music. And it's like, what? And people are dancing. I'm like, this is a George Floyd remix?
Brandon,
you think his family heard that? And they're like, you know what? It's okay that he's dead now, because David Guetta gave us a sweet remix, and some guy's like, I was waiting for Dead Mouse to do it.
This is why I hate telling people what I think, because there's always some jackass who jumps in who's like got your opinion, but they say it in a way they're like, God damn it, I don't know him.
What do you think Waynell Sexton thought about that?
Waynell Sexton.
I'm probably going to ask it again because I still don't know who Waynell.
It was George Floyd's third grade teacher who was on CNN who had his homework from 38 years ago.
Brandon's favorite joke that he does.
It's not even a joke, though. It's real. It's like a real thing. Look it up. Waynell Sexton was his third grade teacher. Dr. Waynell Sexton, a white lady, was interviewed on CNN and had his homework from 38 years ago, and it was about racial equality. If you believe what you see on the news, I don't know what to say about. I would, George Floyd probably wasn't even real.
I think the name of this podcast should be Pat's reaction when he has it in his mouth. Because for anyone, I know you can't see, you're just listening. Pat, what was it? Were those Skittles?
It was the whole bag.
Oh my God!
Why would you do that?
And he's hugging himself and rocking in the corner, just like I feel so unclean.
There's drool coming out both sides.
It's like someone said cut
jealous.
on a porn set, and Pat's just weeping, regretting his decisions.
My chest muscles are strained.
Were they sour Skittles?
No, they were just fucking Skittles. But what the fuck? The rainbow sucks. That's why the gays have it.
And just so you know, Dave, that doesn't happen on porn sets. That's all part of the fantasies. Those girls are all addicted to drugs. They're doing that for drugs. Who are you kidding? They're not crying.
That's a pretty good. I gotta admit, that's a pretty good business model. If you could pay someone in drugs and not money.
Oh yeah,
that's a great idea.
That we did.
I know a few porn stars, and they are very big business people now. They're no longer on drugs.
Yeah, I believe that. Just the fact that they can all, like, my fans.
Okay, so a few of them maybe, or maybe
most of them now.
It's
a big business now.
Yeah,
it was like that before. And literally, there's more testing in that than there is in the fucking NFL. Like, it literally is quite the business now, and women are in charge.
And this is why I've always advocated that what you have to do is you have to let innovation, man. It's all about innovation. Because people figure shit out and how to make things better. Like the women in porn figured out how to own that business, how to run shit. Oh, he's going for, what is that, Laffy Taffy? Or is that Hubba Bubba?
I would say like anything else.
Nice.
Maybe there's some women in it that are doing really well, but there's definitely a lot of women that are addicted to drugs. Like most of the videos you watch, like the stepdaughter shit with the lady, the girls you've never seen before that look like they're just 18 or whatever. Yeah, those girls are all addicted to drug, runaway, fucking... Yeah.
I'm not trying to argue with it. I just saying because I've been on shows like the Wet Spot and things like that with actual porn.
Oh yeah.
No, most of the girls on that, they'll say flat out their most fun ones to do are the stepdaughter ones. They're not. It's acting. Most of the things we're seeing, they're not on. They can't be in the movie.
I don't know what porn you're watching, but the stuff I used to watch was raw.
You're saying used to, and you admitted you don't watch it in a long time.
If you watch like 70s and 80s,
I don't watch porn.
Actually, not even that.
So Brandon, that's what I'm saying. Like you're talking. Oh. It's like you saying your favorite wrestler is Stone Cold. It's like, okay, but that was 2001.
Stone Cold.
No, but literally, like I know people are like, I love baseball. Hank Aaron's my favorite. Okay, you fucking grandpa. He's like, get out of here.
My favorite wrestler is Sergeant Slaughter because that's the one who used to talk at the end of G.I. Joe cartoons.
Right. But that's also Sergeant 1987. For wrestling.
That's the only wrestler I can name.
What? But he what I'm saying is nowadays it really has changed, and like they wouldn't even allow you near a set. Like you're tested for a lot of things because there's so much more money. It's a huge business thing now, and they're all their own individual people like that. So most of the females are now directing their own things and putting that out anyway. It's the guys that are the ones that are hurt and they're not getting much. You have to make yourself a big star and maybe more than just getting fucked, whatever. It's a bigger deal with it now. So they couldn't do that. So like. Yeah, I'm sure there's some of the homemade amateur that slips in and there's once in a while some crackhead, whatever. But for the most part, even that, the legalities are so bad now with the leaked tapes and things that even that stuff can't really get out and get released, or the Pornhubs and the other groups of the world get in trouble for having them out there. So it really has changed in the last probably 5 years like crazy.
It's evolved. And I think that's the way it should. This is why the free market system is so important. You start off with its shit in the beginning, but a couple generations next.
Watch any other hub of like your YouTubes or anywhere else Twitches, they're all learning from how Pornhub and other places because they were putting it out first. They were doing live things first. It's incredible. Like they are the innovators.
Didn't Quentin Tarantino say in an interview that he learned how to direct film because he worked in a porn store and he used to watch the movies, and that's how he learned how you set up shots. That's how you learned to do transitions.
Probably. I've never watched him do an interview because he's like, I'm smart. It's like, all right, fuck off.
Listen, I'm not talking about Quentin Tarantino so much as that porn is an educator. That's what I'm trying to advocate.
I'm not really getting a bubble out of this bubble.
Pat's trying to blow a bubble. And were you someone that couldn't blow a bubble?
I could. I'm telling you, this is new. Porn got better, gum got worse.
Gum got worse.
It used to be that you could just blow a bubble the size of your fucking head and it would blast on you like a fucking $2 whore.
Not anymore.
All right, here he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat is attempting. This is attempt number 2. Oh, he's got a weak little bubble. Wow. That was pathetic.
That's mostly, I only have a little bit of gum.
How much did you get in the, because
you like a shit-ass piece.
Well, Hubba Bubba was one of those, like, that. Hubba Bubba, I'm trying to think what was the other one, because Hubba Bubba was
Bubblicious?
Bubblicious, yeah. But the pieces were they weren't big.
Bazooka.
Bazooka wasn't good for bubbles,
it was never good for bubbles.
Big League Chew was.
Yeah, because you could just
get a chaw of that shit. It was teaching you how to do fucking chewing tobacco.
I love that.
No, this one here is tiny, and now it comes with like a gel in the middle.
That I don't understand that. That's I don't know.
Fuck the.
It's too much schmutz.
I'm fucking done.
So, do you think that, like, this whole topic of the podcast, right, is do we even think the election's real? Like, does it matters? And to people like us, like you said, it doesn't. And I really agree with that because I feel like, and it's not even really just the rich, because I feel like the rich get fucked too. It's more like we always talk about this class of people who rule and then the class of people who are ruled. You know what I mean? So I think for them, nothing fucking changes. You know, for the people in the military industrial complex that are making bombs and shit, nothing changes. You know, they keep on cranking out the bombs while we like start a civil war with each other.
I'm over here cranking out bombs.
I got the bomb machine for full capacity.
I'm just a bomb machine. And I don't work for nobody but you. Hey, I'm just over here cranking bombs. My wife keeps calling me going, when you coming home? It's like, I'm not done cranking bombs. I'm bomb cranking over here.
Putting in overtime at the bomb factory.
You think the crank just cranks itself? You got to crank it and then the bombs come out. Well, who makes the bombs? You do, you stupid bitch. I'm just cranking the bomb. That's what I'm doing. I'm just over here cranking bombs. Your vote goes to me. My name's Joe Bombs, and I'm here to crank for you.
All these bombs are handmade. We don't want to drop these mass-produced garbage bombs on people. They're going to be, what, are you dropping these fucking GMO bombs on us? We want organic bombs.
We don't use an air pump with ours. I'm Tom Carvel for bombs, and we don't use an air pump at all. We always make ours hand-stitched. Some people are like, don't put a stitch in bombs. And I say to you, shut the fuck up. You don't know how to make a bomb.
Where do you live? Because I'm going to bomb you.
American craftsmanship. Good old-fashioned American craftsmanship. But we're even bringing back child labor. We put the kids inside to rivet everything shut so there's no seam. Where else are you going to get that but America?
All I'm saying is this. Do you like children? Sure. Do you like labor? That's where you get children, from having labor. Child labor makes sense. It's like peanut butter and beating your kid. It goes together.
Oh, peanut butter and beating your kid's my favorite.
You ever beat your kid with peanut butter on a shoe?
Oh,
because they hate it because it's a hit with a shoe. But then they're like, this smells like lunch. Pop! It smells like lunch. Pop! And then the blood from the nose looks like jelly.
What I like to do is I like to beat one of my kids with peanut butter, then the other one with jelly, and then beat them both together.
And then I put them in a jar and swirl it.
And then Officer Reese's comes and arrests me. Like, that's my shit, motherfucker.
There's no jelly in a Reese's.
You can't put peanut butter and chocolate together.
You just ruined the joke. What's the peanut butter and jelly swirl? What's that called?
Oh, that's
Smuckers?
No, it was the swirl. They had a thing where you just had it both in there.
Yeah, Smuckers.
Well, are we talking candy?
No, Smuckers is a company, Brandon.
No,
peanut butter and jelly were together. Goober grape.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Smuckers is a company.
That was the most disgusting thing ever.
Was the first one to do it. Okay.
They might have been, but I don't know the name. I'm just saying the name of the product.
Peanut
Not like
butter and
Fluffer
jelly
Nutter.
together.
Fluffer Nutter, which
Nutters are good.
Fluffer Nutter sounds like the first thing that someone's like, I'm gay. What? I know I was supposed to just name this, but I'm trying to tell all of you that I'm gay.
Next time
I called this Fluffer Nutter. Well, why? It makes sense, really. Marshmallow, it's like fluff. And Nutter, oh, yeah, but you could have called it Marsha Peanut or Peanut Marshmallows or anything else besides Fluffer Nutter, the guy who gets your dick hard before in a porn.
Yeah, is that like if one of them, if the fluffer's really good and causes the guy to bust, is that we got a Fluffer Nutter over here? We got a Fluffer Nutter.
Another thing I learned, Dave, no more fluffers.
Really? Where they just make the guys jack off?
No, they got pills.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're just taking pills and they're ready to rock. And a lot of times the girls will, when they understand, like, hey, it helps for the scene, before there's taping, they will help out a little bit themselves.
Okay.
And vice versa.
That's kind. That's actually just like a good professional courtesy.
Some of the girls will actually finish fucking after the tape's over. If they're into it.
Really?
When they're done doing the scene, they're still like, because the girls aren't always coming, so they're like, oh,
yeah.
If they like the guy.
But now I thought I'd read at some point that they actually filmed the money shot first, which seems really counterintuitive.
Anyone that I talked to, they said that it's just a bunch of different scenes all over the place. So it just depends on the scene, where they're going to be. If they're going to be in one spot, then fine. But if they're doing one of those, like, I'm pretending to be your girlfriend, and we're going out to dinner, and then they're over here, and now you're eating a box.
Oh, do they call it box lunch? Because that'd be a great name for a porn.
I don't think they do, but they should.
Right?
It's like, I would make sure everything was done before the foot scene, and then I would leave.
Yeah, I can't get behind.
Would you like me to jerk you off my feet? Like, what did you lose your hands in a war, ma'am?
It was a lousy, no good, non-stitch bomb that did it.
Yeah.
Look, if I wanted to fuck your soul,
I'd sleep with your mother and your father. That's the worst. Some guy's like, yeah, I want to fuck your soul. And the girl's like, oh my God, that's deeper than like my heart. And then he just starts jacking off at her feet. It's like, oh, soul.
Oh. Thanks for finishing that one. I made myself laugh and couldn't.
I'm a soul man. I was doing it slow.
Fillet of soul indeed.
All right. Do I believe that it's good that we all believe that we have a say? Yes, I think it's a good message. I think for a long time, it was a great way for us as Americans to feel like we were different than everyone else. And we love that shit. We are braggadocious. We joke about how Cubans are braggadocious and fucking, and Puerto Ricans. Like, nobody's more proud of being who the fuck they are. No one's more ignorant of other people's lives than fucking USA. Like, we call people foreigners when we're in their country. Like, that's like, I don't speak your language. Like, you're in my country. It's like, fuck you, talk American style. It's like, it's hilarious. But I do think that for a long time, it was a great message to send that you can make a change. Every single one of you, your vote, your voice matters. Therefore, you took pride. So therefore, when you took pride, it was time to call upon our people to go to war. You're like, yes, I'm going to fight for my freedoms, the things I vote for. Making you believe that made you not mind sending your son off to die because you thought it was a good thing. In reality, like everything else in the world, only certain people have powers. Now, I do believe that sometimes our voices can be heard, but not in this way that we think it's always everywhere. And we're going to learn a lot about this. I think a lot of people are going to lose faith in what's going on. And it's kind of why I think, once again, if we're going to put it in the hands of someone, I would, as much as it was like, okay, it was an experiment, I don't like Biden at all, but put it in the hands of the guy who actually has been involved in it for 47 years, who might try to bring it back, at least in the times where we didn't fight about it. That's all. I don't even want to fight. I don't want to talk about it. I hope after this election, we should all agree not to fucking talk about politics for 4 fucking years.
See, here's why I think I disagree with you, Pat, because I think there is the idea that it doesn't matter. There are groups that have fought for the right to vote.
Beastie Boys.
Americans. Yeah, well, no, that was for the right to fight.
Party.
And they had to party hard for that right. Now, the African American vote, then the women got the right to vote, and then once they started letting just everybody in, then it became less important. But back when it was only a few
white
people,
men,
just
there
good
he
old
is.
fashioned land-owning Americans, just that's what it should be.
I won't say names because there's no point in there, but a good friend of yours, Dave, who's also a fan of this podcast, one time said to me, I'm kind of racist. I'm not Dave racist, but I'm kind of racist. And she didn't mean it as a joke. And
I'm so touched that I'm carving out my own brand of racism.
I like that you're like one level under David Duke. All David, no Duke.
You ain't got no dukes.
I know you're saying, I know you made a joke there, but like, think about that. When it became too much to quiet people, when it was just men saying, we're letting you make the decisions, and then other people were like, no, we need to have say. You can't just say white men. That's wrong. Humor them. Put them in. If they're going to start working more, if they're going to start being involved in things, if we're going to start needing their resources, we're going to need them to work for us in a different way. Humor them. Give them a fake voice. The women, they're working more now. Where people are evolving. The children of the children of the children want their voices to be heard. If we keep shutting it down, they may revolt. Remember, it's revolting's in our blood. We came from England where we were all the kind of people that were like, we're going to fight in battle. So let's give them something. Let's throw a little bait in the water, but we ain't going to pull them out. You know what I mean? But let's give them all a chance to vote. Let's give the gays the okay to marry. Let's do it. Let's just keep doing things to shut people up, but we know we can control it. Because at the end of the day, the more we give them rights and thoughts in their head, the more taxes we can take out, more money we can make, the more control we can get, because they're all of a sudden going to flip and say, now I'm going to fight for this thing I think I have.
Well, agreed.
Yeah,
but to Brandon's point, I think each group that gained an ounce of power exercised that power, and now it's and got little by little, it got to the point where we gave up, like, okay, I can vote, but I'm not gonna, or I can do this, but why should I? So we actively removed ourselves, which I think is much more impressive in terms of, if you're gonna fucking take power, get us to give it up and stop taking part in the process. That's the brilliance of the bastards.
Well, they put it out. They put that seed out there to make you think like you have no say. They leak little things out to make you think you don't have any say. So they don't get overturned, because there is a way, if everyone actually just did all get together and say enough's enough, let's all fucking vote. Let's all just not vote. Never, every single fucking one of us. Nobody vote. If nobody, but that won't happen because there's enough propaganda out there to get people to think that they have to, that it's wrong.
No, that's not why people know that's not what works.
I get it. Just so I can say something really quickly.
If nobody votes, one dude would be like, hey, it's all up to me.
Right.
That would be
but I think if enough people, you wouldn't even need everybody. I think if half the people just not even if 20% of the U.S. got out and just said, we're sick of this, we need something different, it would happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
It would depend where they were from. I really do. If 90% of African Americans didn't vote, nobody would give a fuck.
I mean not vote, but like if they just or I don't know.
No, Brandon, I agree with you, but I think if you found out anybody who's in the I make upwards of $300,000 a year in up bracket, just none of them voted, all of a sudden there'd be a worry. They would find out, they'd go, oh shit. Are they packing up and moving? They have the money to. They can go somewhere. They can take their business elsewhere, these people with money. So let's give them a little more. But if poor people can't, we got you under control anyway. We'll just keep giving you food rations.
I see exactly what you're saying. But in my view, like I was saying, voting is something, it lets people think they're actually taking part in the process, in my view, right? So it's kind of like when you have a car seat that's got for a toddler that has a little steering wheel and they think they're driving. So it gives people that feel like they're doing something, in my view. So I think that even the lowly workers, the car, they're
retarded. And that kid, you turn that kid back in.
even the lowly workers, the peons like us or whatever, because we're the ones that actually keep everything going. So we're the ones that really, at the end of the day, have to be appeased, even though it doesn't look that way. Because if we were the ones that were disgruntled and not happy, you know, this is all for us, because the people who are making $300,000, you know, they're out getting their dick sucked, eating steak and shit. Right. But sometimes,
sound good.
Sometimes people that even make $1 million or $2 million, sometimes they're in so much debt, it's like they're not making anything. You know, it's crazy. But
I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I think their politicians at this point are more worried about the donations they get and the money they get passed on to them than they are, because they can just keep beating us down.
Yeah.
What you said made sense to me 10 years ago, but they've taken away so many rights that we're just slaves right now.
Okay,
we're gonna all work for Bezos in a fucking 5 years.
Here's the thing. Well, that probably, but here's the thing. They can't. They literally cannot. The government only has the power to enact things that are expressly
They're just gonna
laid out.
change it. Are you gonna fight the government?
No,
they're gonna get guns and kill you. They'll change
cannot,
whatever they want.
They cannot do the only power
who's
they
gonna
have
stop
what
them?
Expressly
Who's gonna stop
us. That's
How?
what
You're gonna stop
everybody. Maybe. I got the American eagle.
You're a bitch.
I got the eagle with them. Well, yeah, but you get enough
their
bitches
propaganda,
together.
Dave. Dave, you're using their propaganda to fight them. Come on, stop.
The government only has the power
sign said happiest place
out
on
in the
earth.
Constitution.
I'm not happy at Disney World right now. What the
They
fuck?
can't
The sign said happiest place
shit.
on earth.
Let me ask you a question, Dave.
Yeah.
Stupid Dave.
Do you think that we are a socialist nation right now?
Socialist? No.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna ask you something. I want you.
Are you gay?
I want you to prove, or no, not even a question.
Do you know what socialism is?
Oh, yes, we are. I want you to actually tell me how we are not a socialist nation.
No. Brandon, what we're doing is you're going over the head of a lot of people. Listen, what Dave is saying is please explain to people what socialism is. I think a lot of people do throw these words around, Nazi, socialism, communist, and they don't really know what it means.
We're going to look it up.
Well,
too, I'm pretty sure
basically, the words have been very obfuscated. If you take socialism, fascism, communism, they all fall under totalitarianism. It's where you have basically a small group of people that are in charge and everyone else is subject to the laws of the land, right? And then there's just different flavors of it. So the flavor of socialism says that the workers are supposed to own the rights to production. But the problem is, what happens is, just like in a country where we're supposed to be free, you know, you have this small group of people who are really running stuff. So the tenets of socialism, like we already have socialized fire department, we have police, we have education. And now, because of the pandemic, with all these people not working, they're getting money. That's socialist handout right from the government. And so, I mean, we are technically a socialist nation, not under name, but if you look at, and that's what happens is, and that's the problem in this society, people look at words, they don't look at actions. If you look at actions and like what's actually taking place and what's manifesting in the physical realm right in front of you, we're a socialist nation.
Well, I disagree. Socialism, the thing.
I'm not trying to argue. Yeah, what I'm saying is like stating facts.
We are, and the
you can disagree with facts, but facts don't care about your feelings.
No, the reason we're getting these handouts is because everybody is asking for them. Everybody's asking for them, saying we need you to do this. But that's a thing.
But it doesn't mean it's not socialism. That's the brilliance.
I've been asking for things forever, and no one gives me shit.
Brandon, I 100%.
Wait. The brilliance
is that it's working.
Well, the brilliance is they got everybody to ask for the socialism. That's the brilliance. They didn't have to roll the tanks in.
Exactly.
Tanks for nothing.
I agree with you. The reason we're getting this is because so many people are asking for it. And that's what will make us a socialist republic. But we are not. And America never – it just –
saying is in practice, in reality, manifesting right now, we have socialist education, we have fire, we have police, we have smiley faces on Pat's thing, all these services that they tax us for without our consent, that they'll throw us in jail, and then they give us the worst of all of it. Because just like when I was in the Marine Corps and a hammer cost $200 that was supposed to be $5, take that and then spread it across education and across police and fire and all this other shit.
Guys, let each other talk, because it actually is a good conversation, but the two of you just keep jumping on each other.
Okay, go ahead, Dave. I'm just saying. So
no, both.
No, I'm saying, Brandon, everything you've just listed, I agree with. And the reason it's happened is because people are like, why should I even bother? Why should I even bother? It's not going to work for me. So we remove ourselves from the process and we let them, they say we're going to raise taxes. And we say, okay, well, what can you fucking do about it? Well, what you could do is you could vote your representative out. You could actually write your congressperson because their fucking job is to do what you say. But no one thinks of it that way.
So
we disengage.
I would say, Dave, that I would agree with you 10 years ago. But in my lifetime, anytime there was a decision to make for somebody who's running for office, right? It didn't matter. Like the war party's still going on. All these things. It doesn't matter what we vote for. Like I said, it makes us. We have that fucking wheel, and we're in the passenger seat, a retarded fucking toddler, and we think, oh, we're voting, we make a fucking difference. Well, they're driving us.
But that's the thing. That's
the toddlers retarded.
And because we are not in a socialist country, if you really want to make a fucking change, you can go start a goddamn business, become Jeff Bezos, and say, you know what? Let's start doing shit my way. Pat has a question.
What kind of business can you start right now?
I held my hand up. He said Pat.
I did call on Pat.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Brandon. Then I'll fucking do it after. Go ahead.
And your answer? Porn. Pat just told us those porn ladies are killing it. You can do all sorts of shit on
Dave,
what is it, OnlyFans?
Small businesses are going out of business at a record rate.
What is more small business than one woman sucking cock? That is an individual.
Right,
no, I'm not arguing with you.
She's not one woman anymore. She actually is a business who's employing a bunch of people under her. When they have one name up now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So what I'm saying is that, Dave, you're right. It's not even a small business. It's a larger business that's being paid by Pornhub and the other places to put out things. It's almost like a movies place having other production places put out movies for them.
She's an LLC. She's not incorporated.
Before we lose the place where I held my hand up and had a fucking question, I would like to state, if a retarded toddler is such a thing, they should call them retarded. Go ahead.
Retardlers.
They totally should. And listen, Dave, I get what you're saying. I know the Constitution, like front and back. I've been down all these roads, and what I'm telling you is it's really all just an illusion. You know, all this stuff they tell us, it's an illusion. We are not free. We are not free. Try to not pay taxes. Try to walk down the street and try any kind of drug. You know, try what a right is. Technically, a right is any action.
Hold on. I'm writing down the things I have to try. I got to.
Okay.
Not pay
the right is any action that you want to take with your free will.
Hold on, I'm on taxes. Walk down this. What drug you think I should try? Walk down street. What's the good drug? Heroin. Can you do that while walking?
Yeah.
Like you have to
if you're good.
Up. You have to
I think you have to get the syringe in first because you don't want to.
I've never done heroin, so
yeah, me either. But I don't think it's a walking drug.
It's a fine walking drug.
I don't know. I think crack and heroin are not good walking drugs.
It's more of a sitting.
By the way,
it's a sipping drug.
I'll explain my background right now because this is a good place for it.
Yeah,
so
what
a bump stock? What a bump stock does is it takes a weapon that is, so we'll talk about just a rifle. You have fully automatic, which means when you pull the trigger, bullets go until you're out of ammo. That's fully automatic, right? Semi-automatic, you pull the trigger, bullet every time, bang, 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 right? That's semi-automatic. Fully automatic. What's that?
Semi-automatic can only get halfway up.
Exactly.
He's making a dick joke. Here's the worst part about that. The two of you, I know Brandon does do drugs, but Dave doesn't, and this would make me mad. The first episode we ever did, we had this conversation, and Dave made that joke. I'm so upset that my mind remembers these things, but I'm having deja vu because Brandon did teach us this, and I'm like, why?
I felt like I have before.
No, without a doubt, Brandon. That's why I didn't ask you what it meant because I know that because you taught us. And Dave, who doesn't remember anything we talk about ever, and has proven this, we've had to tell Dave Jim J. Bullock's fucking name 8 fucking times. Dave even made that fucking shitty boner joke last time, and I remember it, and I was like, oh shit.
Let me tell you why I'm laughing so hard. I just got so proud of myself for thinking of that joke.
You should be, because you thought of it 6 fucking months ago, whatever the fuck it was. Jesus Christ.
So what a bump stock does would take a semi-automatic, and it does a certain cycle. So when you pull the trigger, it acts like full automatic. So it would just as you pull the trigger, it would just keep firing, right? Okay. So what happened was they said that the guy in Las Vegas was using that because fully automatic is already illegal, but you can get it if all you have to do is pay extra taxes and you can get one. You just get a license, but it's easy to get. So after the Las Vegas thing, I love that new background. President Trump, who was supposed to be a Republican and for guns, banned bump stocks because he said no one needs them. Which, when you think about rights, like I explained, a right is just an action that you could take that doesn't infringe on anyone else. It doesn't break anyone's, it doesn't go against rights. So a Republican made legislation to take guns away. So it doesn't matter who you vote for, is what I'm telling you.
All right. First, we have to address the fact that for anyone who cannot see, Pat has got this new cutout. It's an old-timey TV, and he's getting as close as he can.
He's getting jiggy with it.
He's getting as close as he can to the camera. It looks like if you get it just right, it looks like an old-timey space helmet. Oh, we lost him. He's gone. Pat's
He's going to drink his own pee in space.
And Brandon, I agree with a shit ton of what you're saying, but my central point is that it's the acceptance that it's the thought and accepting that you have no recourse. That is what lends you to become the slave. That's what lends you to lose these things.
Oh, I agree.
I don't think this the system is definitely fucked up, broken, but I think it's also redeemable.
Let me just add really quickly. I agree with you totally, but see, the thing is, I believe from what I've read and seen, I think that the way people are largely like this is because of the education system, which is sponsored by the government. So Is that just a coincidence, or maybe it's something that somehow they plan it by using the system of education where they just make people try to memorize things instead of teaching people actually how to get through life and how to solve problems. They teach them how to obey orders and sit and be quiet, and they ring bells and you have to switch classes. And now they make people wear masks. So again, it goes back to the government thing. But I hear what you're saying. It's just.
And then they make me wear pants.
I think that. How dare they? The
I
longer
want
you
to wear
look at
pants
it,
sometimes.
it's just the longer you look at it, there's some conclusions you come to, and I get it. I think we're on the same page.
We really are in a lot of ways. We're like 90% of America that agree on most of the same shit.
Yeah.
But like the 2 or 3 things we don't agree on is enough to shoot each other over.
Well, I think we just have a different way of looking at what's going on. That's all. And it's just it's crazy, man.
Remember that was guns? Remember that? When you were a kid, that was guns?
It was always the same noise.
I'd be so mad if I got shot by that gun.
When you did finger guns, did you do the 2-finger barrel or the 1-finger barrel?
One.
Me too. Well, like people were doing this.
Oh, no, because I always do the same thing for like the sarcastic dickhead, like pow, like that thing. It's just to do 1 finger out and the thumb, pow. Like when you're I've never given anyone the thumb for real, and I've never given anybody guns for real. I like people that mean it. They're like, guns, and I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I'm 100% serious. You got guns. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Why is that your thing?
I will say that I've been to plenty of shooting ranges, and if a bullet does ricochet, if somebody takes a bad shot and hits a rock or something, it makes that noise. The first time I heard it, I was
ricochet, not like out of the fucking gun.
So I went to.
If your gun goes, your gun likes other male guns.
All right, that's our show. That's it. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, go out and vote or don't.
Yeah, we don't care. Just watch us next week as we talk about our new supreme leader.
Just know it doesn't matter. Just have fun. Just have fun.
Yeah, have fun. And okay, Dave, where can people fucking see your brilliance? Because obviously, maybe you'll talk about semi-hard automatic weapons. Stupid bitch.
It's so good.
That got me so mad. Oh, by the way, to all the people who say Pat talks 95% of the show, listen to this episode. When you guys had a real conversation, I sat back. Yeah, once in a while I tell a joke, but I let you two have a conversation. It actually got mad, which means that next time there's 2 presidents debating, I should be the moderator.
Oh my God, doing the guns in the background, pew pew. That would be a great debate.
Or while they're doing that, I just have that TV thing and I'm just like,
yeah, I like that.
One more minute. Oh, years from now, You'll have 30 more seconds, President Mr. T. Oh.
President Mr.
Oh, is he still alive?
Yeah.
You
You don't think the world would we'd have a Mr. T day?
We'd know.
He's the most important black person of all time.
And I definitely pity the fool.
I would pity the fool. Come on, Creed, jump, Creed, Creed, jump. You see this line? Cross the line, Creed. Come on, Creed, jump. Hey, woman. You sitting over there being over that other man. Tonight, why don't you come on with me and be with a real man?
I'm not going to campaign. Why? Because I'm afraid to fly.
He never yelled he was afraid to fly. He was just afraid to fly. And then Murdoch, the crazy person, would put pills in his milk, Bill Cosby style, and fucking fly him around. Do you
remember the episode where his mama was in trouble? And they're like, how are we going to get there? He's like, we're going to fly.
Yep.
And everybody was like, whoa.
It's my mama.
That was such a good
You want to see the best mama thing? First of all, that was real. Because go put in Mr. T WWE Hall of Fame speech. Everything. My mama. And it's so long and so ridiculous. They had to like cut him off, but he got put in the Hall of Fame because celebrities get put in. Mr. T was a big part of the early WrestleManias. He actually was in the first ever headliner of WrestleMania, and he was in the second one where he boxed Roddy Piper and had to do that stuff. But like, he was very important to WrestleMania and the growth of it. But his speech about his mama is the dumbest fucking thing of all times. So Brandon, where can people hear more about you when all this is going to hell? Where can they go to you for help?
Go to morelawsmoreproblems.com and you can find all the ways to contact me. I've been very active on Instagram lately, so check me out there. I've been doing a lot of hiking and nature stuff, and that's what I suggest to people. Disconnect from this madness. You don't just go out into nature. Be away from it, even if it's an hour a day. Just get away. Just be at peace. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, if you look like me or Dave or Brandon, don't walk in the inner city next week if Trump wins.
I think I'd get all right. That's why I love this long hair.
I know you think that, but I know, but they don't like your version of Jesus. They like the black one that looks like Lamont from Sanford and Son.
They.
Yeah, they know who they are. It's not a wrong thing to say they. The blacks, all right, they like it. Okay. I don't have a date set yet, but I'm announcing it now. I'm going to be recording yet another hour of comedy because why the fuck not die? I'm going to be doing it at the Stress Factory, and date's going to be coming soon. And what I'm going to do is, because I think we're all going to die, a video this time, not an audio. Pat Oates' Greatest Hits. I'm going to take all my favorite jokes I've ever done from all my albums, whatever, and other things I'm doing now, and make one big DVD of just my favorite shit. And then just have that out there. Because I just think, why not? Because I'm at the point in my life where I don't even know how much more comedy I'm going to do. I want to keep doing comedy forever, but I'm also had to become essential and had to work more, and now starting to work there a lot more and doing more podcasting. So it's like I'd like to have one video thing of all this shit I've done. So I'm just going to do that. It's going to be a fun night. We'll announce that soon. All the other podcasts are going sweet. Pat Oates podcast, POS are all going good. You can subscribe to those by just going on Apple or anywhere you listen to it, Spotify, and just wherever you see Pat Oates podcast, you'll get both the Pat Oates podcast and POS. And I also put some episodes of this on there as well for people. So the audio has been on there as well, people listening. And like our YouTube channel, Podophiles, and like my other YouTube channel, Pat Oates YouTube channel. There you go. And if you're going to vote, great. If you're not going to vote, great. But let's seriously think about one thing right now. Election day is not the most powerful day in the world. Daylight savings day is. It really is. So here's why. And I told Brandon this, but this is, if you really think about it, it's the only day that we all agree on something. Even though we don't like it, we all agree that yesterday it was 3 o'clock, but today it's 2 o'clock. It's so dumb that we can do that because farmers said it. But we can't all agree that our country needs certain things, and we need to stop hurting each other, stop being assholes, stop beating each other up, stop fucking screaming and fighting, start talking. We can't agree on that, but we can all agree a made-up thing, time, which is not even a fucking thing because we made it up, and time doesn't exist, but it's fucking 3 o'clock yesterday. Now it's 2, so when somebody can pick a turnip, fuck you. That's the most powerful day in the world. Why don't we just make everything like daylight savings, and we'd all get along?
Well
Farmers
said.
can only do so much, Pat.
That's it. Vote for me tomorrow if you have a chance. I'll do it. You know what? I need it because I can't pay my rent, so I'll live in the White House.
He needs it because it goes with the fucking name scheme. Pat Oates president.
POP.
Pop.
I would change POTUS to PATUS because I'm an asshole. All right, goodbye, everybody.